Going? Yes, good morning TikTok, good morning Facebook, good morning YouTube. How are we all? Are we all good? It is Monday. We're back. It's another weight loss week, brand new week, Monday, second full week of November. Let me just actually check. I'm just it's not coming up where oh no, it says I've got a good connection. Let me know if the TikTok goes a little bit skew whiff. I'm going to say skew whiff. That's the word of the day, skew whiff. The TikTok goes a bit skew whiff. Let me know, and I'll just make sure I'm on my booster, not on, because I've just come in and I normally check it and I haven't done. But yeah, let me know if the TikTok goes a bit skew whiff. Anyway, how are we all? Have you all had a great weekend? I've had a good weekend. It's been a good week. It's been very chill. I'm enjoying my chilled weekends at the moment. They are doing me fine and dandy. Yeah, I'm enjoying my chilled weekends at the moment. They're all good. Right, let's do. I've got the chat going on Facebook, YouTube. Though the morning Facebook YouTubers are normally very, very quiet. I don't know if you're just sort of sneaking in work, watching it or whatever. But anyway, we have a bit more interaction on the old TikTok. Let's do the top 5 this morning. And number 1, we've got Adam is in at number 1, Ev's in at number 2. Lisa's in at number 3. Callum's in at number 4. Cam's in at number 5. You're my top 5 this morning. Bex just said hello on YouTube. Good morning, Bex. Oh, you're good. Let's see who else is in. Kirsty's in. Good morning. Songbirdie 1. Good morning. Won't be here long at uni. Callum, not a problem at all. Thank you for stopping by. I'll be back on tonight, mate. So yes, on Mondays, 2 live days, 8:30 a.m., 8 p.m. Both are TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I'm also dual streaming now, the Friday live. All right. So any live I do Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday, they're either just in my community or just on TikTok. But the Monday, Thursday, and the Friday live, I'm dual streaming because quite a lot of people enjoy watching the lives back. And obviously, you can't do that on TikTok, but if we dual stream them, the Facebook, YouTube live save, so it's all good. Right, in fact, if I put my camera, it kind of like I can kind of talk to both at the same time. So I've got my camera right on my screen. So YouTube's here. I know it's going to be a little bit, but anyway, there we go. So it's kind of like talking both at the same time, as it were. Karen's in, Carol's in, Maureen's in, morning. Jambi's in, good morning. Beck can confirm she is at work. Nice one, Beck. Sheila, good morning. John, Anna, good morning. Lynn, good morning. February, did I say November? Did I say November? There's a very good chance. I have absolutely, there is a very good chance. If I said November, I definitely meant February. But who knows in my head? It could be November. Anyway, there we go. Good morning, Stefan. Good morning, mate. Good morning, Kelly. Cam, do we all get challenge info nearer the time? Yeah, absolutely. So Cam has just signed up. Big Mark, good morning, boss on YouTube. Good morning. Cam has just signed up to the challenge. I've not checked to see if anyone else has signed up. I think there's 17 of you guys that have signed up to the challenge so far. So how the challenge is going to work, how the challenge normally works is, so the challenge is going to start on the 10th or the 17th of March, and it'll depend on where your check-in dates fall. So your check-ins won't change. So basically, I think if you've just checked in this week, you will start on the 10th of March. If Friday just gone, if your check-in is this Friday, you will start on the 17th of March, and then there's 6 check-ins for the challenge. Now, whether you're starting on the 10th or the 17th, everyone will get their challenge info by the 5th of March. You have got until the 5th of March to sign up and get going. And I'll tell you why. Because I've booked an impromptu holiday on Saturday night. Right? Basically, we went to a friend's house on Saturday. Rachel went out for tea with her friend Victoria. I stayed in and got a kebab with her husband Brad, and we just had a natter. And we were both talking about holidays. It's that time of year, innit? And I was like, we're thinking about booking a holiday and this, that, and the other. And I was having a scan through. And then I got home and I was like, let's have a look. Come on, let's have a look. I'll tell you why shortly what's prompted this. So we've had a look and we've booked a holiday and we're going away on the 6th of March. Now that doesn't affect anything for you guys working with me. If you're on plan in the community, I'm working as normal. My laptop's coming with me. I am going to have some days off while I'm there, but I'm going on the Thursday. Friday morning, I'll be up in the morning. I'll be doing your check-ins. So it's don't think it's going to change anything. Obviously, there's going to be no lives the week I'm away. I might jump on and do the odd TikTok live. But there won't be any community lives. There'll be no Zooms or weight loss coaching lives just for that week because I'm having a bit of a breakaway. But yes, I will be getting all challenge info out by the 5th of March. So you've got till the 5th of March to sign up to the challenge. So if you think of signing up, you need to be on the Boss Your Weight Loss one-to-one plan to sign up and join the challenge. Someone at the end of beginning of June, so you get 500 quid. It's 50 quid to enter the challenge, but one winner will get 500 quid. Second place will get 150. Third place will get £100. So you double your money. And then fourth and fifth will get June and July weight loss coaching free. So you get 2 months. So there's 5 prizes. All right. So 5 of you will win. There's 17 of you signed up so far. I don't really cap it. Normally it's about 30. Right? As the challenge sort of gets ramping up, a few people get a little bit of FOMO. I'll go on, I'll join it. But if you want to join the challenge and you've lost the details, you haven't got the details, just drop me a message, drop me an email, drop me a WhatsApp, and I will send you the details. You can split payments up, guys. Don't worry about it. It's 50 quid to enter, but you can pay 25 quid now, 25 quid when the challenge starts. It's just as long as you paid some sort of deposit, right, to get you in the challenge, that's all good. All right. So if you want to get joining now. There's 17 at the moment. There's just 17. You can have some pretty damn good odds to get some good cash. That'd be 500 quid. That'd be a few euros if you're going away in June and July, won't it? Anyway, so yeah, come get signed up. Karen OG, good morning. Don't blame friends for you booking the holiday. Got to blame someone, haven't I? I've got to tell my bank account something. No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why we've booked. I'm looking forward to it. Brilliant, Cam. Off work this week, but last week was great. Able to watch lives back on YouTube. So that's why I've sort of started doing a few more lives on YouTube and things. Back to Facebook, say back to YouTube. People can watch them back if they want to, and on the lunch hour. And I don't realise whether how beneficial the lives might be to some people. I know a lot of you guys, when I go away on holiday, are very much we miss you, and I suppose it's just me coming on in the morning. It's a bit of accountability. I always forget what I waffle on about, but I think some ways my waffling touches in here somewhere. Oh yeah, he's right, and all this, that, and the other. So good. I'm glad you find the lives all beneficial, and I love doing them. I do. I love doing them. Just renewed for another year. Brilliant, Jill. Yeah. So you don't have to join my one-to-one plan. I do a community subscription, which is £10 a month. Now you get your first month for £5. After that, it's a tenner a month. But if you're in the community and you're like, I love being in the community, and you don't want to doubt, Jill pays yearly for it. So I do it a bit cheaper. It's £100 for the year. $99.99, one-off payment, and then you subscribe for 12 months. You can actually do that to the one-to-one plan if you want to. So the one-to-one plan is $29.99 to sign up, and then $29.99 a month, which over a 12-month period works out at £390. Obviously, but you get to pay for it monthly as a subscription. If you're literally like, no, I've got 4, 5, 6 stone to lose, I'm committed, I want to use my coach, I need the accountability, I need the support for 12 months, you can sign up, one-off fee, £325, one-off payment. Now, if you're currently on plan, right, and you want to sign up for a year and just get it paid off, I normally do a Black Friday deal. Now, the deal's not going to be as good as a Black Friday deal, but if you did want to I'm happy to pay up for a year deal, drop me a message and I'll do you a bit of a discount on compared to what it would be monthly. If you want to change to a yearly subscription, just let me know. Lives help to keep me motivated, quite important to me for sure. Brilliant, Jan. I'm glad they are. And like I say, I generally do love doing them. Morning, it's Kelly Cripps. My phone working, so my husband's. Not a problem, Kelly. Is it cold today? Is it just me? It is. Do you know what? I used this word on Friday. It was bitter. It was bitter on Friday. It was really chilling. And it's not as warm in my... Saying that, I've only got my heater on 15 degrees. I mean, I'm all right. I've actually mounted my heater on the wall. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a little bit dangerous putting a glass heater under a dartboard. I'm quite confident I will always hit the dartboard. Not saying I'm amazing at darts, but I'm all right. I'll always hit the dartboard. Rachel come in the other day and went, oh, can I have a game of dart? No. I said, because I said no a week ago, because there's a very good chance you'll hit the wall. And now's a very good chance you're going to... Not that it'd do any major damage to it, to be honest with you. Because you don't chuck a dart that hard. But I've mounted it on the wall, and I don't feel it's as good mounted on the wall as when it's on the floor. Because obviously heat rises. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the thing. But when I come in here, actually, I turned that on at 8 o'clock this morning. It was actually quite nice and warm. But I am feeling a bit cold this morning. But I've only got it on 15 degrees. So anyway, there we go. Anyway, let me tell you why we have actually booked an impromptu holiday, and that is because Rachel is going back into employment. So Rachel, at the end of 2022, the company was it the end of 2022? Was it the end of 20? Might have been the end of 2021. Might have been the end of 2021. God, time flies. It was end of 21. Anyway, the company Rachel worked for went into liquidation. It shut itself down. And they branched off into a couple of different areas. And at the time, I was mobbed out with work. And I think it's because I'd say it was the end of 2021, because I was personal training at the same time. So I was building up my online business and I was personal training at the same time. So I was just mobbed out. So Rachel said, right, well, I'll come on board with you then, and I'll help you in the background, doing your admin, doing your emails, helping out with bits and pieces like that with the Real Lost Boss. So because you're doing sort of 15, 20 hours a week personal training, I'll take like the background off you, and then you can just concentrate on doing your lives, writing the plans, so on and so forth. Which was all good. But at the end of 2022, I retired from personal training, which meant I had loads more free time on my hands, right? Because I wasn't doing 15, 20 hours a week personal training. And in turn, that kind of took stuff away from Rachel then, because I want to be busy and this, that, and the other. So really, for 18 months, Rachel does bits behind the scenes. She does any marketing, emails, anything like that. She sort of covers those a little bit. I write all the content, and then she rewrites it a little bit or sorts it all out. But there's not been loads to do. And really, Rachel's always wanted to kind of go back into employment. So we've decided now, she's decided, she's like, I want to get back into an office. I want to get a chance to people. So anyway, she's got a job offer. Not a confirmed start date yet, but it's going to be around the end of March. So it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system going back into employment, having annual leave, having to book it. So we're like, right, we've got 3-4 weeks until she starts. Let's get a holiday in so she shouldn't have to use annual leave for a holiday, basically. So that's the main reason why we've booked a holiday. So yeah, so things are going. So it's just the last probably 2 years, things like progress sheets, Rachel tends to send those out. Any replies to some emails, Rachel will do those a little bit. She'll message me, go, do you want me to reply? Yeah, please. If it's a generic one, I get loads of marketing emails and this and that, so she handles all that stuff. Other bits and pieces, general tidying up of, when people sign up to the community, Rachel sorts that out. When people sign up, she'll book them into the spreadsheets and all this and that. So it's going to be down to me. So yeah, just me and me only. So I was going to go back and do a couple of days a week personal training because I missed that a little bit. That's going to be knocked on the head now because I'm just not going to have time. I'm also probably going to have to look at maybe limiting my one-to-one, as it were, not for you guys that are on plan now, but I've always been like, I could probably work with 250 people. I think where I'm at now, one-to-one, I'm not saying I'm full because people leave. Every month I have a good few, I have a few cancellations and then new people sign up. But I might get to a point where, because it's just going to be me, I might be like, right, there's going to be, I used to have a waiting list for one-to-one when I was in 2021. And I've had that little bits and pieces because we go through periods of time, but I'll probably have to maybe put a bit of a waiting list back into place when Rachel starts working again. Because like I said, there's only so many hours in a week that I can do. But it's all good. So yeah, a bit of a change in the world of the Real Lost Boss. Anyway, you've got big boots to fill. I know, absolutely, I am. And to be honest with you, Rachel is still going to be working this a little bit. Like she's still going to be jumping, helping me out with certain bits of admin and things. She doesn't want to totally away. She quite enjoys it. She quite enjoys looking over. She moderates the WhatsApp chat a little bit with me alongside me and the Facebook group and those bits and pieces. So she's still be involved because it's still part of her. She's still partner in the business kind of thing. So, but just a bit less, which is going to be me doing a bit more. But also, what I found coaching is the more I do it, the more I can streamline it. Like my head used to be all over the place with trying to juggle everything, but it's like anything, isn't it? The more you do something, the better you get at it. So I have got the coaching in a really good spot at the moment where, people are getting really good support, but my time is a lot more efficiently managed. Does that kind of make sense? Never getting rid of some of us. I never will. I never will, to be honest with you. One thing that is probably a downfall of me is I can never say no. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, I might have to limit coaching and this and that. The only time I'd actually really, if I'm being honest with you, said, right, I'm not taking any more clients on at the moment until a few leave, is if I felt the support I was giving to current clients was being compromised. So if I ever felt that was dropping off, then I would start limiting things. But I don't, I think everyone's more than happy with what they get for what they pay. It's all about value for money, isn't it, at the end of the day? If I was charging you guys £200 a month, then I'd want to dedicate a lot more time individually to it. I don't. It's $29.99 a month. And depending on how long you've been with me, one thing I will always do, guys, is I will never increase your prices. That's something I set out doing. I always want, if you can afford $29.99 now, you'll be able to afford it in 3 years' time, hopefully. So I had people, when I first started doing the online coaching, it was £20 a month. And the people that have kept their subscription going from 2021 pay £20 a month. No, and I'll never increase your subscription. And now I might increase the prices. I haven't had a price increase this year. I don't feel I need to. So I went from £20 a month to £25 a month. Now it's £30 a month. It's been £30 a month since the beginning of 2024. I'm not really planning on changing that at the moment. That sort of suits me quite nicely. But yeah, if you carry on your subscription, you'll never pay. In 10 years' time, if you're still working with me, you'll pay $29.99. So it technically gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper because, like I say, some of you guys now are still paying £20 a month and you get exactly the same support. So I'll never increase prices. Doesn't mean that in January 2026, it might go up to $34.99 a month. Likewise, it might go, in 5 years' time, it might be £40 a month. If you guys are still subscribing from the beginning, you'll still be paying. So whatever you pay at the start, you'll never pay anymore. And that's the same for the community, and that is the same for the online coaching. It'll never change. Now, if you signed up in 21 and you cancel your subscription and then you rejoin now, you will pay $29.99. Does that make sense? But I still think it's reasonable. Egypt, all the sunshine, never been. You're a bit limited this time of year, and I'll be honest with you, we were a little bit limited on funds. So we were sort of like I've just had to pay for this place to be done, and just had to pay for my tax bill as well. So yeah, the funds are a little bit wiped out. So our budget for an entire holiday was about 1,500 quid. That was our budget for the entire holiday. And we were sort of looking around and we were looking at flights to Tenerife, 200 quid each, and then getting an apartment, 600 quid for 5 nights. And then we'd have like 500 quid spending money, which at the moment, the euro's pretty decent. So it'd be about £600 spending money. And we don't, we might go out for a bit of a meal. We don't spend loads on holiday. We honestly don't. We don't do any, it's just a week of sun by a pool. That's all we're looking for. So anyway, we're having a bit of a scoot around. Anyway, we've ended up paying 1,700 quid. We've paid £200. We paid £850 each. But a couple of my friends that have been to Egypt are like, if you're going to do an all-inclusive in Egypt, get a good all-inclusive. Anyway, this hotel we've booked is crazy. Like, I have no idea why. It must just be But the date we're flying out, it's £850 each for a week all inclusive. It's 5-star, 5 T's on TUI. It's all the bit. It looks lovely. So we're flying out on the Thursday. On the Friday, it's £1,200 each. On the Saturday, it's £1,500. It's £1,500 each on the Saturday, but on the Thursday it's £850 each. So we're like, we'll go on the Thursday then. So we've paid 70, but that's it then, isn't it? Once you go all inclusive, as long as the all inclusive is decent, that's it. So we're like, right, it's cost us £1,700, no more money. It won't cost us anything else. We'll probably take a little bit for tips and stuff like that. But yeah, never been to Egypt. What's it like? Sharm el Sheikh. Any tips? Any sort of, I have absolutely, looks lovely. The hotel looks amazing that we booked. It looks really, really nice. In fact, it sounds too good to be true for £850, which is our only intrepidate. Is that it? It's the only thing we're a bit worried about. Like for £850, because I always break it down like flights, hotel, food, all 3 meals a day minimum, drinks, everything all included for like £120 a day each. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's cheap, innit? It's absolutely cheap as chips. I'm like, me and Rachel go to Miller and Carter for a meal and just drinking it's over £100 for one meal. We get 3 meals, snacks, drinks, alcohol, soft drinks, a room, everything. So I don't know. I watch these videos for good advice, but mainly it's looking, so come on, get them out. I know, I've moved into the new office. There's no trainers behind me. There's no nothing. They're going to move into, basically, I'll give you a little kind of, is new office, which was the RLB gym. And then I've had this stud wall put in. This isn't done yet. We're going to do this week. And then if you go through this door here, right, and then we've kind of had this, I've had this like storeroom area sort of built. So all the stuff that you used to see behind me I'm sorry for you guys on Facebook, YouTube, by the way, I've just gone on a walk. All this stuff that you used to see behind me is going to go in here. So my shelves, my trainers, this is like my overflow for clothes. So it's empty because I've sold loads on Thingy. I have got a cross trainer in here. This doesn't get used that much. So yeah, so this is kind of like, the Jordans, the trainer collection, though I'm selling a lot of them off, to be honest with you. I just went through a phase. I love collecting my trainers, but I kind of like, it becomes, sorry to you guys on Facebook, YouTube. I just went on a wander to show. Yeah, it becomes, it just becomes a little bit of, it becomes a little bit of a, it becomes a bit of an obsession, and then you end up spending loads on it. And I don't get out of it people that are really into it. It just become a bit of a habit for a little bit. I just started getting into it. So yeah, a lot of them are on Vinted at the moment. So I'm keeping some of my pairs that are a bit rarer and ones that I really, really love to wear. I'm keeping them, but a lot of them that I just sort of bought for the sake of buying them because they were being released. Yeah, I'm selling. I'm getting them on my Vinted. Is that a Scholar Dart setup? Is that the one where it has the automatic? It's a bit like going to Flight Club, where no, but it will be eventually. It will be eventually. Hopefully, no. It is just a dartboard with a light. I bought it as a set. To be honest with you, I didn't know if the ring light was but that light's pretty decent. I was going to get the full light, but. No, eventually it will be, but the £700. So that's my next. I've got money to do that at the moment, but yeah, eventually I want it to be. But I actually bought an app on the App Store for £12, and it's just a scoring app, and it's literally you chuck your darts, you just put in 20, treble 20, 1, or in my case 5, 1, 1, and it does it all for you. So I've just got my iPad. I'm gonna get an iPad holder to go on the side. For my iPad, because I just had it on my desk yesterday. I was having a few legs yesterday. So I'm just going to get it next, and it's just like an automated scoring system, and it talks to you, and it's got bots on there, so you can play with other people, and you can, so anyway, there you go. I've been looking into it, I know, but they're bloody expensive, aren't they? Right. Yeah, expensive setup them. Yeah, they are. But it will be eventually. I think for the actual system to go around the world, 700 quid for the home one. I know the pro ones are like nearly £2,000 for some of them. But yeah, it is on my list. I'm gonna get one by the end of this year. That's my mission. Sharm is really nice. Definitely do a scuba trip. Yeah, I mean, I've got a snorkel. There's a coral reef at the beach of our hotel, apparently, that's meant to literally, you can just walk to the end of the pier. They built a pier out from the hotel. And I've watched some videos on YouTube, and you can literally just jump off the pier at the end and swim through a coral, like snorkel through a coral. So that'll do for me. I don't think I'm going to go scuba diving. I'm not scuba diving like, I'm probably not. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying not to spend any money. That's the thing. Like, we've literally gone, that's our budget. Done. It'll be right if it's TUI. Yeah, we've just booked it as a TUI package. It was 5 T's on TUI. It's 4.5 on TripAdvisor from 6,000 reviews. It's 4.8 on Google out of 10,000 reviews. So I think the hotel should be decent. It's got like a steakhouse and Italian. It's got like all different a la carte restaurants. So yeah, so that's where we're at. So we're going beginning of March, 6th of March. We're going Thursday, the 6th of March. So guys, yeah, if you want to join the challenge, get signed up, and I will get all the challenge info out for everyone before I go on holiday. Some of you will start on the 10th of. Some of you are going to start on the 10th of March. Some of you are going to start on the 17th of March. It'll be done for the first Friday in June. Then we'll have summer off, June, July, August off, and then we'll kick back in with another challenge in September to run us up to Christmas as normal. Right, let me scan down. See if I missed anything. Am I going to be looking at Egypt or Mexico? Well, that's what we looked at. We looked at Mexico. We thought, I'll get off travel in a minute because I know this is a weight loss live, but we obviously go on holiday quite a bit because I live for my holidays. I absolutely love them. And I can't wait for a bit of heat because my arthritis, I am the lightest I've been for about 18 months at the moment, but my arthritis is killing me. Like, no, it's not like a constant thing. It's just doing my head in at the moment. And even now I'm sat here cold, I can feel my hands. I only really have arthritis in my fingers here, and I get it in my wrist here. This hand isn't too bad, but I think it, I can feel it. I'm just ready for a bit of sunshine. I really, really am. If you want a last minute holiday, so TUI, because they're the biggest holiday company in the world, they actually own a lot of hotels, right? They own loads of hotels. They're their hotels, so they own their own planes, they own their hotels, which companies like Jet2 and EasyJet don't really have. So with TUI, sometimes you'll go through TUI and it'll say 38% off, and that was the deal we got on this one in Sharm. It was like 45% off, which always catches my eyes because I like a deal. And basically, TUI, any hotels that TUI actually personally own or are invested in, if they're not full, there's no point having them empty. So that's why you get really good. That's why you get really good deals. So if you want a last minute holiday, look at TUI. And we looked at Mexico, and there were some really good deals. Mexico and the Dominican Republic. We looked at both. Never been to the Dominican, been to Mexico a few times. And Mexico, but there was, and the hotels were amazing. They were well worth it. And there was loads of Mexicos that were like 35% off, 40% off. But for a week, you were still paying like 1,200 quid. And don't get me wrong, for £1,200, for what you get for like your alcohol's top shelf, it's like Grey Goose, unlimited, whatever you want. A la carte restaurants are amazing. The service in Mexico is superb. But it was just, I've messed up my restream. Hang on. But it was just too much. We didn't have the money to do it. So then we looked at doing like a pre-book, not like doing it ourselves, getting an apartment in Tenerife. And then we looked at Cape Verde. There were no deals with Cape Verde. That was again over 2,000 quid for a week. Because it's this time of year, isn't it? You want a bit of sunshine. And then I've just seen loads of people going to Egypt. So I thought, do you know what? And it's somewhere we've never really, I don't know why, it's just somewhere we've never really been like, let's go. But we had a look, and the deals were amazing. So hopefully it's going to be, I think the flight is is it about a 5-hour flight? It's quite a long flight, isn't it? It is what it is. 2 films, isn't it? 2 films. But yeah, if you want a last minute deal with a good price, Tui's where to have a look. It really, really is good. But anyway, you need to try Costa Rica and Belize, second best reef in the world. Yeah, my mate, he was in the army and they actually did, they were in Belize for like 3 months doing training. And he said Belize is unbelievably beautiful, like amazing. I forgot the challenge. Thanks for the reminder. Hey, not a problem at all. Honestly, guys, you can sign up all the way up to you don't. If you want to spread the payments out a little bit, 25 quid now, 25 quid when the challenge starts, or even it. Look, guys, as long as you've paid your deposit of £25, I don't even mind if you pay the balance at the end of March when the challenge is actually kind of started. I need them all paying by the end of March, but I don't mind if you want to spread it out a little bit. Likewise, if you want to book in on the challenge and you want to pay, it's 50 quid, so you might want to pay £20 now, £20 at the end of the month when you get paid, and then £10 in whatever. Just message me, I'll sort you out. It's absolutely fine. Don't feel like you have to. Likewise, if you just want to pay, I'll pay 50 quid, get it all done. You can do that as well. All right. But as long as you sign up on or before, I don't know why I do this to myself when I'm going away, but I'm taking my computer on holiday anyway. So if there's any issues, I'm going to be working. It is kind of like, it's only like 9 weeks since Christmas, and I had a good bit of time off at Christmas. So I am, and I've got a bit of time, like now I'm going to have we're going to have go away. But then holidays, once Rachel starts work, her new job, she only starts on 20 days, like government standard, 20 days holidays plus bank holidays, which is fine because you can actually buy holidays back if you want to. But then she's got to be there 2 years before her holidays ramp up to like 25. I think they go up to like 30, I think. But she's got to be there a couple of years before the holiday. So to start off with, that is really good, which is good because that means we'll save it. We'll save a good bit of money. Anyway, there we go. Right, shall we get off holidays? And what's the challenge? I read the email but forgot. Okay, so just a little refresher of what the Real Lost Boss challenge is. This is the 4th challenge. I started doing these in September 2023. And when I started doing the challenge, I think some people get like, it's a challenge, it's going to be hard. It really, I'm not saying you're not going to have to put effort in. Of course you are. You don't win anything for nothing, and you don't achieve anything for not putting effort in. But the challenge is personal to each individual, right? So it's personal to you. So your competition is with yourself, right? Basically, don't get me wrong. Yes, there's loads of people in the challenge, but it's not like who can do the most steps in a week, who can lose the most weight in a week. It doesn't work like that. The targets are individual to you, which is why it takes me time because I have to write all the individual sort of challenges up for each individual person. And basically, it's around what you should be doing. That's it. It's nothing. I don't ask you to do 30,000 steps a day. I don't ask you to go to the gym 5 days a week. I don't ask you to eat 1,000 calories a day. It's about nailing the basics. What you should be trying to do week on week, which is hit your calorie target and hit your step target. That's it, right? So basically, for most of you guys, I set, so whatever your current calorie target is, let's say it's 14,000 calories a week, that is your target, right? 14,000 calories a week. I need you to be at 14,000. You're like, well, shouldn't we be doing that anyway? Yeah, you should. It's amazing how many of us struggle to be consistent. But, I set it 14,000 a week. Now, what I do is I give like parameters to hit. So if you are at 14,000, if you have, for example, between 13,800 or 13,700 and 14,500, you get 2 points. If you're 14,500 or more, so you're going over your target, but not too much, you'll get 1 point. If you can go 500 or more under your target, you get 3 points. I set really healthy, sustainable calorie allowances. So if I set you 2,000 calories a day, right, to get full marks on the challenge, you'll need to eat 3,500 a week, not 13,500 a week, not 14,000. That's it, right? Because it's basically, you need to eat on average 75 calories a day less. So it just means you've got that extra smidge of control in place to nail your calories, right? That's it. Now, if you go too far under, because my whole philosophy of weight loss is about being healthy and being sustainable. if I set you 14,000 calories, that's your calorie allowance, and you start eating 11,000 a week, you'll lose. You won't get full point. You'll get a point for that, or depending on what your circumstances are. I had people last week. I was dead ill this week. I had a stomach bug. I had no appetite, so I've only eaten 10,000 calories. Fine, yeah, that's thingy, right? But if you purposely starve yourself, you'll lose points, right? So it's about hitting that balance. Same with steps. So let's say your steps each week, I'll ramp them up a little bit. So your step target to start off with, let's say you're currently averaging 6,000 steps a day. That's where the challenge will start. Checking 6,500. Same as a step progression plan, right? When you're doing your step progression, right? But again, there'll be things. So if I set your target for steps as 7,000, to get top marks, you might need to average 8,000 a day, right? So you've just got to push. Now, 1,000 steps is 9 minutes. So to get top marks on the challenge, I'm going to ask you to do 9 minutes a day more than what I'm expecting you to do. That's it. You do that 9 minutes a day extra on average. So it might just be a case of, no, I'm going to put in 2 long average up. So all about averages, you'll get top marks again. So it's really, really achievable for everyone. But, a lot of us struggle to just do the basics. But if you can nail the basics week in, week out, you'll do really, really good on the challenge. You'll do really, really good on the challenge. Yeah. How do you join? So I sent you an email out about 2 weeks ago with all the challenge details. If you've lost that email, right, you can't find it, or you want the details again, because, basically, just drop me a WhatsApp, guys. Just drop me a WhatsApp. You've all got a WhatsApp number. Hi, Neil. Can you send me details of the challenge again, please? I can't find it or whatever. Yeah, and I'll pick it over to you again today. All right, and then in the challenge email, a link to sign up. You can either pay a deposit or pay 50 quid in full to join up. Yeah, and just pay the deposit. Do we message you for a link to pay the rest when you are ready? Yes. Any of you guys that have signed up to the challenge and you've just paid the deposit, I'll be in touch. Right? Don't worry about it. Once I've got everyone booked in the challenge and I know people that are in, then I'll be in touch and I'll decide when do you want to pay your balance. And I'll just charge it to your direct debit when you want it paid. So if you're like, can you take it out the 31st of March? I'll set up 25 quid to go out 31st of March. If you're literally like, actually, can I pay it now? I can just send you a direct link. But I'll be in touch. Don't panic. You don't need to worry about that. As long as you paid the deposit, you signed up, trust me, I'll be in touch for the balance. Yeah? If I'm losing weight, don't I need to lower my calories? Yes and no. Right? It's not just quite a cut and shut answer, this one. Okay. So if you are, our calories, right, are based on our height, our weight, our age, our sex, and the amount we move, whether that's physical activity or just going for a walk, pottering about, walking around the house, doesn't matter. Me sat here now, moving my hands all the time is more movement than if I was sat on my hands, right? So we burn a certain amount of calories in the day, right? But the biggest contributing factor for pretty much 99% of people is our weight, right? The second biggest contributing factor is the amount we move on a day-to-day basis, steps for 99% of people. The next contributing factor would be probably exercise if you do it. If you don't do it, we then look at age, sex. So age, height, and sex do play a part, but not massive. Weight is the biggest thing, then movement, right? Now, as you're losing weight, right, your weight drops, which means your body does not have to work as hard, right? So your calorie burn will drop. Likewise, if on this journey you're putting a lot of the pieces of the puzzle together, so you're moving more on a day-to-day basis, so you used to average 5,000 steps a day, now you average 10, you're getting fitter. The fitter and healthier we are, again, the less hard your body has to work. So again, that can bring our calories down. Now, that one we don't need to look into too much, and I'll tell you why shortly. But the weight thing, if we're on a weight loss journey, right, for about every stone that we lose, our calorie burn drops. This is an average. This is a bit different if the heavier you are, a bit different the lighter you are. But on average, our calorie burn drops about 50 calories a day. So most of us are in a 3,500 calorie a day deficit, which is enough to lose 1 pound of body fat over a week. A 500 calorie a day deficit, times that by 7 is 3,500 calories. And that is roughly equal to a pound of body fat. Now, there are some sort of studies out there that actually says a pound of body fat is equal to a bit more than that. There are studies out there that say a pound of body fat is equal to less than that, or you might not need to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit because thermic effect of food's different for different people. There's a few, but we don't need to complicate it. If you're in a 3,500 calorie deficit, you're pretty much going to lose one of those a week. Right? Now, for every 14 of those that you lose, right, your calorie burn on average will drop by about 50 calories a day. So if you're in a 500 calorie a day deficit and you lose 1 stone in weight, your calorie burn will drop a bit, and you won't be in a 500 calorie a day deficit on average. You'll be in a 450 calorie a day deficit on average. What difference is that going to make to what you see on the scales? Virtually nothing. Virtually nothing. Right? 50 calories a day, 350 a week, times that by 7, times that by 4 or so, it's going to be about 1,300 calories a month. So your weight loss will slow down by about a third of a pound. So instead of losing 4 to 6 pounds a month, you'll lose 4 to 5.75 pounds a month, right? You then lose another stone, right? And you're in a 400 calorie deficit. Now, I would say before you notice any real significant drop where it's going to start frustrating you, you'd have to lose 4 stone, right? So if you go from being in a 500 calorie a day deficit to 300, instead of losing 4 to 6 pounds a month, which is what that deficit should give you, you're probably going to drop down to maybe 2.5 to 4, something around there, because, you know, different things take place at different times. And that's where you might be like, you'll start to notice. So the only time you'd ever need to really, now is if you lose 4 stone. And that's if you're sticking to a 500 calorie a day deficit. A lot of people are sticking to a 1,000 calorie a day deficit. I think, you know, people that are eating 1,200 calories a day that are burning 2,200 calories a day, right? I'd have them on 1,700 calories for whatever reason they'd say. So they're in a massive deficit. So again, to see any, you know, massive significant drops, if you're in a 1,000 calorie a day deficit, you probably have to lose 6 stone before you notice any slowdown. Now, you might be sat there now going, well, I've been in this deficit for 2 months. I've lost 8 pounds and my weight loss has really slowed down. That's nothing to do with your calorie burn changing from your 8 pounds of weight loss. It's because you're not doing what you should be doing. It's that simple. You might think you are, but you're not doing it. Now, I said before, if you're currently doing 5,000 steps a day and you go up to 10,000 steps a day, you're fitter and healthier. And again, your body doesn't have to work as hard. So that will drop your metabolism, calorie burn. But what did I just say you're doing? Instead of doing 5,000 steps a day, you're doing 10,000 steps a day. You've doubled your movement. So that will massively counterbalance any calorie drop. Also, increasing movement will massively counterbalance any metabolism calorie burn drop from actual weight loss. And this is why I always say, if you're doing this journey correctly, so whether you've joined my community or you've come on plan with me, none of you, unless you start off with a ridiculous amount of movement, right? Unless you start off with a ridiculous amount of movement, you'll never need to eat less calories than when you start with me. I've just started a client. Now, Emma won't mind me talking about her, which is why I'm going to talk about her. Right? Emma joined my community. She's a bit of an OG, is Emma. Right? She joined my community a long time, a couple of years ago, right? And Emma has lost, don't quote me on this, but she's somewhere around the 8 stone loss marker, right? So, let me find Emma's email. I'll tell you why I'm doing this shortly, but let me find Emma's email. So Emma has moved from the community onto the one-to-one plan because she's just struggling to shift that last little bit. So she's gone from the community, she's coming for a bit more support. Okay, so this is Emma's email. So Emma, what she put? Right. So Emma started at, again, Emma posted our community all the time. She won't mind. So Emma, when she started, was £311. Right? She was £311, right? Emma is currently 191. She's gained a little bit back. I need to question her actually on that because from what's the date, I'm not sure if she's put the numbers in wrong. I'll message her. But anyway, I think she's a bit lighter than that, to be honest with you. But she's put that she's currently 191. So she's lost £120. So she's like 8-9. No, that's about right. Yeah. So she's like 8.5 stone down, which is absolutely amazing. Now, when Emma started with me, her movement, she was doing 5,000 steps a day, right? And her calorie allowance was 15,400. She's not eating any less than 15,000 a week, right? So 15,400 calories a week. She's not eating any less than that and lost 8.5 stone. So how has she lost? Like, so 8.5 stone, her calorie burn has dropped nearly 500 calories, right, a day, yet she's still consistently been losing weight, right? And she admits now why she's struggling for consistency. So I gave her 2,200 calories a day. Emma's just come on plan with me. She's 8.5 stone lighter. Her original calories when she started with me was 15,400. And coming on plan, her calories now are 14,400. So she's dropped 8.5 stone, 120 odd pounds in body fat, yet her calories are only 1,000 calories a week. So 120, 150 a day less than when she was 22 stone. How can she roughly eat? So her calories are 2,050 a day. How can she still consistently lose weight eating roughly the same amount of calories at 190 pounds that she was eating at well over 300 pounds? Because when she started on plan with me, she was doing 5,000 steps a day. Now she does 12,000 steps a day, right? And a little bit of exercise because she's changed her lifestyle. She's changed her lifestyle amazingly, right? So she hasn't just gone, right, I'm just going to restrict myself massively with calories. No, she's gone, right, I'm going to change my lifestyle. I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to reduce my calorie intake, right? But alongside that, I'm going to stop being a lazy bum and doing, and we have to be honest, if you've got the physical ability to be able to do more steps than what you can do, and the only reason you're not doing those steps is because you can't be bothered. And Emma works full time. She's got a full time job. She doesn't have a very manual job really or anything like that. And she's just worked at improving her lifestyle and putting those steps in. So Emma still eats, she was on 2,200 at over 300 pounds. She's now lost well over 8 stone and he's still at 2,050 because she's counterbalanced her metabolism dropping massively with the amazing amount of weight she's lost by just increasing her everyday movement. That's it. And you can be exactly the same. So if you're doing this right, you never need to eat less calories than what you start on. Yeah. You never need to eat less calories. I'm the same. When I started my weight loss journey, I was 37 stone, right? And I used to eat between 2,500 and 3,000 calories a day. That was my average when I was 37 stone. And I started my weight loss journey. Now, don't get me wrong. My weight loss, I lost 10 stone in my first year. If I ate those same calories now, I wouldn't lose 10 stone. But I still consistently lose weight. I've lost nearly a stone since the 2nd of January, eating 2,600 calories a day on average. Even though I'm not 37 stone anymore, I'm 19 stone. So how can I at 19 stone be eating the same calories as I was at 37 stone and still consistently lose weight? Because although my calorie burn has dropped by about 1,000 calories a day at least from my weight loss, when I started my weight loss journey, I was doing about 1,500 steps a day on average. That's it. Now I average 11,000 steps a day and I go to the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week. So I've just, that massive drop in my metabolism from losing half my body weight, I have counterbalanced by putting the effort in to move more. And yeah, I've had to, compromise, right? When I was 37 stone, I used to play 30, 40 hours a week of Xbox. Right? That was all I did. Now I'm 19 stone. I play about 7 or 8 hours a week of Xbox. Yeah. So the 30 hours a week I'm not playing Xbox, yeah, I'm going to the gym, taking the dogs out for walks. I'm doing, I'm doing other bits and pieces, So there has to be some compromise somewhere. I don't watch telly. I do watch telly, but literally, the first time I'll actually watch a complete program is when I finish work at about 9:30 at night and I get in bed and put some on for an hour and then go to sleep. That's it. Whereas I used to watch at 37 stone alongside playing Xbox 30 hours a week. I used to watch probably a film a day because I didn't do anything. I literally went to work and I only worked for about 4 to 6 hours a day. I worked in sales, right? And once you hit your targets, you come home, and I was pretty good at sales. So I literally used to leave the house at just before dinner time. I'd probably get home at 4 or 5 o'clock. So I had lots of free time on my hands, right? Now I could have utilised that free time to do more movement, and I didn't. I used it to sit in my bedroom and play Xbox or watch films. I don't really do. I still watch films, but I might watch a film a week now, whereas I used to watch one a day. Like I say, I used to do 30 hours a week of Xbox. Now I do 8, unless it's double XP weekend, and I've probably managed about 10 or 12 hours this weekend. But my steps have been a bit lower this week. It's all about compromise, isn't it? I'm the same now. I'm nearly 9 stone, over 12 stone down. And I'm still eating over 3,000. What? You're 9 stone and you're eating 3,400 calories a day, and I'm maintaining with no gym. Wow, that is low. That is low, and that's a lot of calories for someone that's 9 stone. But again, it's all about calories in, calories out. At 9 stone, you're obviously doing a lot of movement by not going to the gym. You're obviously doing a lot of steps. Right, let me scan up. Nice. Emma's on it. Nice. So I didn't know if Emma was on or not. She's absolutely fine. Emma, is your current weight accurate now? Or did you say you gained half stone back? Because I thought you were a little bit lighter than you are. Gained half a stone, so 8.5 now. Yeah. You're all good though. We're all good. We're going to get you back on. Just a little bit more accountability, and just make sure you'll get to your target. I'm going to reduce my calories again as I'm so close to target. Carly, stop reducing your calories. Stop it. You know that. You know you don't need to, right? I don't know. Your last calorie target was 1,200 calories a day. If you're not burning more than 1,200 calories a day, stop reducing calories. Start moving more. Stop starving yourself for weight loss. Honestly, Carly, you must be so tired and so frustrated and just so, mentally and physically exhausted by what you're doing to your body just to hit a number on the scale. And I know you're doing it for your for your skin removal at the moment. Honestly, stop reducing calories. I have no idea what you're moving, but literally, if you're going to reduce your calories by 100 calories a day, it's a 30-minute walk. Just put the effort in to move a bit more. Honestly, please stop starving. And I know, like I say, your main focus at the moment is your skin removal, and you want to get as light as possible to get as much skin off. I get that, but just move more. You don't. The option, the need. I've done a full chat about that. The option is never. And generally, what we tend to find is the lower we set our calories, the more inconsistent we are. We might not believe that, but that is the honest truth, right? That is the honest truth. Why am I so consistent at doing what I do? Because I eat a really healthy calorie allowance. I live a very healthy lifestyle, right? Now, some people might not. Now, when I say a very healthy lifestyle, I don't mean I have the ultimate healthy diet. I don't. Right? Do I eat ultra-processed foods? Yeah. Do I eat processed foods? Yeah. Do I eat a lot of whole foods? 100%, right? I eat a bit of everything, but I have a very healthy relationship with food, and I fully understand that I had a guy yesterday, and he was literally like, you say that's nutritious. It's all, and again, it's Beangate, me beans on toast. And I kind of knew what that post was gonna create. But this guy actually, in the end, he saw a bit of it. It's very rare when people come on with a single narrative and their brain is so focused on a certain thing. It's very rare they'll accept what I say, right? Because they know better and this, that, and the other, right? And one thing you'll never get from me is lies, right? You might not agree with my point of view. You might not agree with what I'm saying, but I'm only talking the truth. I'll never lie. I don't need to, right? Because I don't have a single point of narrative, right? I'm not trying to promote a carnivore diet. I'm not trying to, get you to buy my, non-processed, that is processed whey protein powder that's 100 quid a packet when you can just buy Perform for 40 quid for the same thing, right? I'm not doing that, right? But this guy was like, it's still ultra processed. And I said, it's not. I said, those products are processed. Yeah. I said, pretty much everything we eat in this day and age has been through a process. But I said, Jason sourdough is about, like, you couldn't make it any better from home, right? Simple, right? You couldn't make it any better from home. Tins of beans, yeah, they have some sugar in and some malt starch and a few other bits and pieces to thicken up the sauce, because no one wants runny beans, right? And no one wants beans that taste shit, right? I want stuff that tastes good alongside. But again, as I've just done with my latest podcast, The Devil's in the Dose, having 3.75% of that tin being sugar, right? Having 0.25% of that tin having some emulsifier or thickener in. So I've got like sauce that coats my beans and doesn't just basically run all over my plate like Heinz, which is minging, right? I'm getting loads of fibre, loads of protein, right? It's quick, it's easy, it's convenient. You know, the only other thing you're going to get in 5 minutes that to fill you up is either a ding, Rustler's burger, or grabbing fish and chips on the way home, right? And I'm not saying those are, well, Rustler's burgers are like, if we're gonna like look at any foods, like I say, the devil is in the dose, right? If someone here loves a Rustler's burger and it's their one treat a week on a Sunday afternoon because you enjoy it, no issues at all, right? But Rustler's burgers they're about as ultra processed as you're ever going to get from a food, right? Yeah, you know, if someone goes, this is absolute garbage, you can eat it once a week and not be unhealthy, but please don't try and break anything nutritional out of it. I'd agree with them, right? So I don't demonize foods at all. But anyway, this guy was like, I'm trying to eradicate UPFs, including that bread and beans, from my whole family's diet, so they are not at risk to cancer and this, that, and the other. And as I said, mate, it's a reality check. You don't need to eradicate to do that. You just need balance. You need a healthy life. You know, it's all about healthy lifestyle. Because again, if we look at certain things for the right, it's all about trying to manage risk, right? So we've got an Olympian, Sir Chris Hoy, one of the fittest men on the planet, one of the best Olympians we've had. Absolutely amazing. The guy's like got stage 4 cancer, and I saw him at the darts handing out at the final. I wasn't there, I mean on the TV, and it was heartbreaking to see someone that has been so amazingly fit and healthy all their life and literally probably got 12 months to live if he's lucky, right? And he'll, you know, then again, the oldest woman in the world, right, that I think on record died. She's French, and she used to have at least 3 cigarettes a day up until dying at 120. Right now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try and be as fit as an Olympian, right? But it also doesn't mean you should smoke every day. It's about context and balance, right? And you don't need to eradicate UPS from your diet, but they shouldn't be the main part of your diet. That's about improving, yeah. You don't need to eradicate processed foods from your diet, right? You don't need to just eat single whole foods to be healthy, right? Now, don't get me wrong. There might be data that says if you eat nothing but single whole foods and don't drink alcohol and don't eat any saturated fats and this, that, and the other, and don't, you know, have any sugar in your diet, you might live to be an 85. Right? If you have a healthy, balanced lifestyle and diet, but you do have a few ultra processed foods, you have a few beers here and there, you go on the all inclusive once or twice a year and have a couple of every days on that, and it means you won't live to be 95, you'll live to be an 85, right? Or 80 or 75. In a way, I'm like, I know my choice, right? I know what I'd rather take. There's got to be some enjoyment. And I enjoy eating food. I enjoy having a few beers with my mates at the weekend. I'm never going to apologise for that. And if that knocks 5 or 10 years off my life span, I'm okay with that. Right? And I am. I think there has to be balance. And that has always been my philosophy around eating since starting my weight loss journey. I've battered my body enough. Right? If you want to demonise eating patterns, let me take you back to 2005, 2010. Come spend a weekend with me, right? Then you'll know what punishing your body is, right? I still not panic, still worry about the damage I've done to my body from being 18 to being 33, right? Not just from food, from lots of other bits and pieces, but I can't worry about it. All I can do is try and do the best I can now. Does that make sense? So I'll never ever sit here and claim to be the healthiest person in the world. But all I can go off, I get my bloods done privately every 6 months, and I'm, according to them, I'm as healthy as I ever want to be. My blood pressure is always good. My fasted blood glucose is always good. My resting heart rate's good. My cholesterol's good. Right? We've got guys pushing carnivore diet that are pre-diabetic with LDL cholesterol levels that is going to give them heart disease at 35. Right? And I'm like, and they're the epitome of health to some people. And it's like, what's going on? Anyway, it is what it is. Always gives me, listen to the new podcast episode last night, and as always, loved it. Always gives me a boost of motivation going into the week. Brilliant bet. Yes, so my new podcast, The Devil is in the Dose. It was quite a tough one to do, really, because I just wanted to get a message across about how, like I've just said there, it's all about balance, right? And it's not about going from one extreme to another. And it's but it is quite a tough topic to get across to people. Basically, you're trying to tick a lot of bases, because you will get a lot of people that go, well, you didn't mention this, you didn't mention that. So is it a little waffling? The podcast. And I sort of start off by saying I'm going to lay some bridges to get to the destination, which I think sometimes you've got to do. So bear with it. But I think overall it's a decent podcast. I was quite pleased with it, if that makes sense. Always keeping it real, the boss. I try my very best, and that's what it's all about, I love beans on toast. It's an amazing meal. It's an amazing meal, and it actually breaks my heart the amount of people that and trust me, from a massive amount of people going, oh, it's junk food, it's this, it's that, it's the other. They'll all eat beans on toast. That's the worst thing. A lot of people don't understand about social media. It's just a keyboard warrior thing, right? I guarantee all these people that say it's processed this, it's processed that, eat lots of processed food and ultra processed foods and drink alcohol. I think sometimes it just makes them, I don't know, it's like, it just makes them feel better about themselves. People love drama, right? I used to be surrounded by it. I hate it. People absolutely love drama. They love gossip. They love getting involved. They're always rubbernecking out the front door or rubbernecking out the pub. You used to have all the time. You'd be in the pub. I used to go to the pub a lot. And alcohol and people, there'd be crosswords and this, that, and the other. And everyone's like, oh, such and such are having an argument outside. And the amount, smoke time, should we go for a smoke? People just love other people's drama. And what people also love is people will only ever try and bring someone down that they see is flying higher than them. Now, I'm not sitting here going, I've got the best life in the world. I generally haven't. But, a lot of people are envious. People want a big social media following. Now, again, I'm not saying I've got a big social media following, but I've got quite a few followers on different platforms. People are envious of that. People are, and I've seen it so many times. You see it now. You've got all people on TikTok that are on weight loss journeys or trying to lose weight, or aren't even trying to lose weight, but they're overweight and they're living their best life. And people are just trying to bring them down all the time. And it's like, what damage is it doing to you if that person is 25 stone eating a takeaway every night? Trust me, I'm worried for their health. I'm worried for the fact that, they're not looking after them, because I've been there, and I also know underneath how broken they are being that way, living the lifestyle, because although they might not want to admit it because it might take away from their content, they don't want to be doing what they're doing, right? But what a lot of people do is, because people are so over-conscious about their weight, right? They literally like, how dare that person be 25 stone and not feel the same insecurities? And they probably do, they just don't show it. But how dare that I'm 11 stone and I'm massively insecure about my weight and I starve myself on a day-to-day basis and I can't, and if I do have a takeaway, I feel guilty to hell out of having it. So because people feel like that, when they see someone that's 25 stone, that's showing that they're enjoying life, enjoying a takeaway, taking enjoyment from things, they're like, how dare they feel like that when I'm this and I feel like, how dare they have that healthy relationship with food or come across that they're enjoying themselves in life, and they'll try and bring them down. It's toxic. It's absolutely toxic, you know. But when you understand that, you know, they'll never understand it. They'll never understand it that they're toxic, you know. Anyway, there we go. Right, what's that? Oh God, the time always disappears on these lives. What have we done? We've done. I love when I go on holiday. I was going to say, what was it called? But I was away last year, and Chris, one of my clients, commented on a post I did saying, you have more holidays than Judith Chalmers, which I love. Unless you're over 40, you won't have a clue what that reference refers to. But anyway, we've done around the world with was it Annika Rice? Again, if you're over 40, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. Anyway, we've done travel blogs, chatting about travel today. That's good. We've not done football, which is all right. I'm happy not doing football today. We've done a little bit of weight loss, haven't we, for the weekly weight loss vlog? We've talked about the time. We've covered a few different bits and pieces. These lives don't just have to be weight loss. You know, we can go off on tangents, not like you, boss. I say that on my podcast. Anyway, what's going on with me this week? Let's wrap this live up. I'm going to go. I've got to record my weekly weight loss vlog. So obviously, you're going to hear about this a bit. I'm going away in 3 weeks on Thursday. I'm going away. So I'm going to try and well, I'm going to work like an absolute nutter for the next 3 weeks. I'm going to try and build content up to post while I'm away. So I'm going to do podcast. There'll be a podcast this week. I'm actually doing the podcast topic this week. I'm talking about logic. I'm talking about logic around the loss of logic within the health weight loss industry. I haven't got a title yet. It won't be titled like that because that is just, it probably will be now. But again, from things like Beingate, where people are demonizing, it's kind of a little bit of a follow-on to The Devil Is in the Dose. But what I'm going to talk about is people always, you know, this is bad for you, this is unhealthy for you, this makes you fat, this doesn't make, and all this and that. So I'm going to talk about looking at things logically, right? So it's not all about scientific evidence at times. Sometimes it's just about having a little bit of common sense. Right. So I'm going to do a podcast on that this week. It should be quite good. I've done I don't really plan my podcasts out, but I've planned, I was thinking about this one yesterday, so I've mapped out a few different things that I'm going to cover in it. So anyway, I'm going to try and get a podcast out a week. I've moved into this office and it's a bit quieter and a bit more chill, and I don't need to kind of book sessions in the house where I'm like, mate, I need an hour quiet because I'm recording a podcast. Susie Sue, morning, just stumbled across you, brilliant. Thank you very much, Susie Sue. Thank you for coming on board. Hope you please follow, and I hope you find my content helpful as always. But yeah, so now I'm in here, I've got a bit more peace and quiet. So I'm going to try and get a podcast out a week, and I'm going to try and actually do a couple of double podcasts that I can get out while I'm away, just for you guys, a bit of content for you guys while I'm not here. Likewise, lots of content. We are off. What's the podcast called, mate? It is literally the Real Lost Boss podcast. It's on my YouTube. The new episode 47, is not on. It's my podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. It's on like every format, but the new episode is only on YouTube. I'm going to get it uploaded to Shopify, Spotify, and Amazon and everything today. So it'll be on all platforms, hopefully by tea time today. If not, definitely tomorrow. I'll see how my day goes, right? It's just the Real Lost Boss podcast. So there's 47 episodes on there at the moment. By the time I go away, when I'm away, I'm gonna so 48, 49. Oh, actually, I might get it out before that. I was gonna say the day I'm away, right? I'm gonna the week I'm away, I'm gonna post episode 50. That's my plan, and I'll have 51 while I'm away. So I'm gonna try a few podcasts. There's lots on there for you to work your way through. Anyway, I'm also off today. I'm gonna do a shopping vlog. So I did Asda last week. I'm doing Food Warehouse, aka Iceland today. I'm going to go do a shopping vlog. I've emptied my freezer out of the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to go, loads of people are like, chicken skewers in Iceland, you know, recommending some of the new My Protein meals, stuff like that. So I'm going to go to Iceland. I'm going to go where mums go and get a few bits. So I'm going to do a shopping vlog in Iceland today, aka Food Warehouse. So that should be up maybe today, possibly tomorrow. We'll get new recipes. Oh, loads of stuff. Right, I'm going. Guys, we'll be back today at 8 p.m. Right, TikTok. I'm going to love you and leave you, and then I'll sign off. Facebook. We're doing Egypt check-ins. Yeah, you certainly are doing Egypt check-ins. Yeah, I only have 2 weeks off a year from doing check-ins. One's Christmas week, one's New Year week. Yes, you are doing Egypt check-ins. I will be sat in Sharm el Sheikh on the Friday morning with my laptop. Yeah, doing check-ins. So are you trained or just learned from life experience? A bit of both. So I used to be well over 500 pounds. I've lost half my body weight. I've maintained that for 7 years. I then qualified as a level 3 personal trainer in 2018. I also did my level 3 nutrition in 2018. I have done my level 4 nutrition. I've just not sat my exams. I will be doing that this year. So I will be level 4 nutrition at the end of this year. And I think I might do my level 5. I think I'm going to do my level 5. One thing Facebook has taught me is, there's a lot people, and people will still argue with me when I'm a fully qualified dietitian. But I think with Rachel going back into work a little bit, I'm like, I want a bit of focus. And I was going to go back PTing. I'm like, if I can do personal training 2 days a week, I've got time to do a degree-ish. So, yeah, so I am going to look, but that'll be a bit down the line. So, but I've kind of set myself a target. I'm 45 this year. By the time I'm 50, I'd like to be a fully qualified dietitian. And I might even try and do a little bit with the NHS or something like that. Because that was my original dream when I started being a personal trainer. Anyway, there you are. That's my life goal for the next 5 years. We'll see what happens. Probably still be sat here doing lives, loving life. But anyway, there we go. But yes, there will be Egypt check-ins, 100%. Nothing changed for me. Whenever I go on holiday, I'm still here. Don't get me wrong, I won't be doing all the lives that I do and this, that, and the other. But in terms of you guys, if you need me, you can mess me. I'll try and get back to you. I will be doing check-ins. So yeah, we're all good. As long as your check-in falls that day. We're going Thursday to Thursday. So I literally land back. I'll be back home for 1:30 Friday morning. And I'll be up 6 hours later. It's worked out quite well because my check-ins in Egypt will be quiet check-in week, which is just one that's just gone. The day I get back from Sharm will be manic. So I'll be like, back from holiday, home at 1:30 in the morning, and up a few hours later. But it's all good. I've just had a week's holiday, haven't I? Right, I'm out of here. You lovely people. TikTok, I will see you later. I'll be back at 8 p.m. tonight. Have a wonderful Monday. Remember, it's a new weight loss week. New set of calories in the bank and all that jazz. Step count 0. Get at it, and I'll see you at 8 p.m. tonight. And then you lovely people here on Facebook, YouTube. Again, I'm back at 8 p.m. tonight. So have a wonderful Monday. It's a new weight loss week. New set of calories in the bag. Step count is 0. And I'll see you in literally like 10 hours' time. Have a great